say thank you because you guys have definitely been meeting our expectations with with the attendance, with those cameras being on. Thank you so much. Yesterday was a bit quiet, so I'm hoping you guys understand that it is a safe space. Go ahead and unmute. For those who may still be a little uncomfortable, please feel free to drop your comments, questions, thoughts, and ideas in the chat because we're also monitoring that. But we definitely want you to enjoy your experience. And the way you do that is by creating your experience, right? We want you guys to participate. We want you to ask questions. We want you to share. We want you to feel safe to be you. And just truly, like, what is it? Number 5, to take ownership of your learning, right? And part of that is taking ownership of your experience. And the way that you do that is by participating and unmuting, dropping comments in the chat. So I'm hoping you feel comfortable to do that tonight. We absolutely are looking forward to it. I want to say thank you. I think everyone has joined our Google Classroom. So thank you so much for checking that off the box. And I also just want to encourage you. I know that I said it's optional, but I truly believe, we truly believe that taking, sorry, let me just participating in the LOL task, right? This is truly going to help you become more comfortable when it comes to that end of course project. So I did receive the one submission, and I want to say thank you to that scholar for just taking this opportunity to truly, truly become more comfortable with public speaking and just getting used to what it is that we are expecting you guys to do at the end of the course. So with that being said, I will stop sharing. And I'm going to pass it over to Chef Dre so we can get started on tonight's session.
Well, I'm gonna keep it short and sweet. I'm gonna pass it over to Professor Tanya. Let me pull up the slideshow. Then we thank you who pressed record for me.
It's recording already, Dre.
Thank you, man.
Mm-hmm.
It's pulling up. There we go. All right. Hello, everybody.
It's on you.
Hello, and welcome back. And thank you again for joining us this evening. We have a few slides to go over tonight. Of course, we will be talking a little bit about what we spoke about yesterday with hotel operations, and it's going to actually go over a little bit into our lodging and careers. So with our first slide, you're going to see me take my glasses on and off because some things I can read with them on, some things I can read them with them off. So with the first slide we're going to talk about is going to be Introduction to Lodging and Careers. And with that, lodging careers is actually one of the fastest growing global industries. About 17 million people, or about 10% of the population, is actually in lodging and careers. And that is comprised of hotels, restaurants, cruise lines, and tourism companies. So it's really not only hotels, it's really not only restaurants, it's everything is about lodging and careers and travel and tourism. And also, too, it helps us focus on our guest experience and service. So that is really a niche area that we have because everyone that comes into our establishment, being a restaurant, being a business manager, or being a hotelier, we want everyone's experience and service to be spectacular because that's how people keep coming back to us every time. You can go next slide. You go to the next one. So, what is the lodging industry? Again, it's hotels, restaurants, motels, vacation rentals. It also provides accommodations for our travelers. It focuses on our comfort and safety and service. So when we're speaking of, we already know about the hotels and the resorts, and we talked about that yesterday. But we always forget about vacation rentals. Think about your Airbnbs, your glamping. That's very popular now. How everyone wants to go camping, and we call it, glamping and things like that of that nature. we talk about, you hear on TV, it is the Priceline.coms, your Expedia.coms. All of that is a comprised of the lodging industry. It's just in different facets. So it's not only hotels or restaurants, it's everything. And really, we want everyone to be comfortable in our establishment. We want everyone to feel safe, and we want to provide the best service that we possibly can. Again, as we talked about yesterday, since I do work at a hotel, we do have security that walks our property just to make sure all of our guests are safe, and they also do provide a service for us as well. You can go to the next one, please. So, again, what is tourism? So, tourism is travel for leisure, business, or adventure. Includes attractions, transportation, and lodging, and it's also a major economic contributor. So when we think about tourism, it's everyone that comes into your city, your state, or if you're going to visit someplace, you're visiting them, and that is their tourism dollars at work. So you're going to visit a place, be it if it's for a meeting, if you are in some type of sports, that's your leisure activity. You're going on a family vacation. Are you going to have a girls' trip or a boys' trip? That's the adventure part. You want to go kayaking at a place. That's part of tourism. And those places have got to attract people to come to their location. And that's why we say it's a major economic contributor. Again, for instance, our Kentucky Derby. I said that's one of the first weekend in May. Our hotels are sold out. I said our hotel costs $5,000. Every hotel is sold out in our city. So just think of say we have 100 hotels in our city. Every hotel sold out. Just think about how much money that is for our city during that time. How many visitors are coming in? Those people have to go eat someplace. So then the restaurants are going to get money. They will go hopefully visit a casino that we have downtown in Louisville now. That's going to help us bring people in. Let's also think about, we have a Six Flags amusement park. That's an economic contributor because people are going to be going to visit those locations when they come into our city. So we sell the city of Louisville as a whole. So that is a part of our tourism dollars. You go to the next slide, please. So I wanted to break down a little bit of the example of the careers that's actually in the lodging industry. So again, just think you have your Airbnbs. No one ever thinks about airports or airlines. We actually have our city, we actually now have 41 one-way flights to go from our city to say to Florida, to say to go to New York, and that's attracting more people to come visit us. Glamping places, facilities, you have your hotels, amusement parks. What about your limo drivers? We advertise a lot of that, so that way people were coming in to go visit us. They need someplace to, if they're not driving, they need someplace to go. They need someone to drive them around. Think about your cruise ships, travel agencies. What about anybody want to become a travel writer? Think about social media influencers. That's very popular now. You guys can really do that type of stuff. You go visit restaurants, you go visit hotels, you critique them. You put them right on your TikTok, your Instagram. You're now a social media influencer. People will go to your pages just to see exactly what you're going to go do, where you're going to go eat, where you're going to travel from. Of course, you have your restaurants, casinos. You guys are too young for that, but that's a big draw for people over 21 and over sometimes. But those are those people who like to gamble. And also a convention bureau, our convention center. So if you're in your city, we try to attract large conventions to come to our hotel, to come to Louisville. For instance, there's a big convention called the Future Farmers of America. They come to Kentucky all the time. They're actually now in Indianapolis, but they come to our city because we have a huge convention space. Think about Orlando, Florida. If anyone's ever visited Orlando and went to Disney World, when you're driving into the airport, they have this huge convention center that has over 100,000 square feet of space. Just think about how many people they can get to come to their location because they have a big convention center. So again, that's all a part of lodging and careers and travel and tourism. So it all feeds into one. You go to the next slide, please. So this is a little short video. This kind of explaining, this encompassing a little bit of our lodging and careers.
The fundamental purpose of careers in the hospitality, events, and tourism cluster is to enhance quality of life, comfort, and entertainment for individuals, whether local or traveling for business or leisure. Work in this cluster offers constant engagement with people, a variety of challenges to troubleshoot, and a lively pace. Important skills include clear communication, flexibility, people management, budgeting, and strong time management. These skills are a foundation both for career mobility in the cluster and to work in other industries in the U.S. or abroad. The ability to read social cues and understand how to resolve issues with grace and courtesy are helpful qualities, especially for advancement. Careers in this cluster that often require no experience or training include fast food workers, dishwashers, hosts, ushers, cleaners, and amusement and recreation attendants. A high school diploma and some experience is often required to work as a bartender, hotel desk clerk, travel agent, tour guide, restaurant server, or baker. Many careers require short-term training from a few months to about 2 years, including cooks and chefs, supervisors of housekeeping or janitorial workers, event support staff, or specialized travel coordinators. Careers that usually require a bachelor's degree include food service managers, meeting and event planners, marketing and promotions managers, and general managers of resorts and hotels. Is a career in hospitality, events, and tourism for you? Keep these points in mind. Work schedules often include some evenings, weekends, and holidays. Workers in this cluster sometimes need to switch tasks on a moment's notice and prioritize customer satisfaction in fast-paced, high-pressure situations, which can be exciting, but also mentally draining. Jobs in culinary, housekeeping, and event setup can be physically demanding, requiring long periods of standing, lifting, and working in hot or fast-paced conditions. Many entry-level positions, especially in food service and lodging operations, offer lower initial wages, though earnings can increase through tips and promotions. The industry is known for promoting from within, with many managers starting in entry-level positions and working their way up quickly. Whatever your career direction, you can find options that fit. Keep exploring at careeronestop.org/explore
All right,
careers.
you can stop that one. Thank you. So, did anyone see any type of jobs that they think they may want to do? I know we talked a little bit about restaurant and hotels, but again, what do we think about amusement parks, working at an airport, working at an airline? All of that is part of the lodging industry. So again, is this the hospitality industry overview? Is this comprised of lodging, tourism, food service, and events? The focus is on excellent customer service. And again, that is in whatever job you're going to do, it's always about the guest, it's always about the customer. So you always have to focus on customer service. And again, that we employ millions of jobs globally. So it's not only here in the States. Just think about, when you're going overseas and traveling. For you, if you've been on any of our internships we have provided, we went to Barbados, and I think we've talked about Costa Rica and things like that. Just think too, that's globally of a hotel industry, of the hospitality industry. So I have a question for you. You go to the next slide. So this is an example of how tourism works together. So again, no right or wrong answer. So I want to hear what you have to say based upon some of the things we've already talked about. So Taylor Swift has just announced her concert in New York. So just think, your family's coming into town. They're going to Taylor Swift concert because we all sell our city. So you have people coming into town. Either you work at a hotel, restaurant, venue, whatever, or you have family coming into town. Where are you going to tell the guests to stay at? Where are you going to tell your family to stay at if they come to New York for a Taylor Swift concert?
I'd probably tell them to stay at the closest hotel possible.
To the venue. And say, so if what if their rates are high, would you also offer other hotels as well or other places to stay? Would you like Airbnbs, third parties?
I feel like it depends on their
Mm-hmm.
preference. I feel like every person's different when they prefer a hotel or an Airbnb.
Absolutely. And that's the thing too, is listening to what your client is saying. You have to be able to interpret what it is that they're saying without you asking so many questions. So, where are you going to tell them to eat at when they come to your city? Do you have any favorite restaurants you're going to go to? Tell them to go to? And it doesn't have to be New York. Just say, I don't know if everybody got to say it because I remember we talked about New Jersey yesterday. So that's why I just picked New York. So, but where are you going to tell your guests to go eat at? Are there any good happening places where you are? Summer,
Boobies.
good one. Nabia, is that how you pronounce it?
Yes, yes.
Beautiful name. Where are you going to tell your guests? Where are you going to tell people to go eat at? And just think, okay, is there ever a place to say that's a locally owned place that's not a chain, that's not a Applebee's or Chatters? I don't know if you have those places down there. What are there any places that's kind of like, that actually might be a nice place to go to?
Maybe mod pizza.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So we're gonna tell you guys to go sightsee because again, they just come for a concert, but they're gonna be there for the whole weekend. What are they gonna do? What are they gonna go see? Where are you gonna tell them to go visit? What sites are in your city? Think about statues, think about museums or
Ice
galleries.
cream museum. There's like
And what
a there's like a big Toyota center
mm-hmm,
for like it has like big events there like baseball games, sports games, concerts, like musicians,
mm-hmm,
mostly everything.
mm-hmm. Ever been to a place and you're like, dang, why is it so daggone crowded around here too? It's like, oh, there's nothing going on. But there actually really might be something going on in the city that you don't even know anything about. But they're going to see what you're going to go see. Let's talk about your airports. How many airports do you have in your city? What airports are they going to use?
The
Okay.
main,
Because it probably really
the
depends on what the flight
international.
is, right? Yeah, and what the cost is. So you might have to weigh that out for them too. And a fun fact, at least our airport, whenever things are going on in the city, we actually change our airport to match what's going on. So we have a big festival here called Louder Than Life. Is I think it's a heavy metal type of concert. So we'll have musicians in the airport. We'll have some new signage in the airport. So that's you're welcoming in all these tourists into your city, and that's their first welcome is by going to the airport. So again, that's tourism. That is so neat. I've been to Atlanta's airport. Love that airport. Don't like the trams, but there's so much to do and see at the airport. But they make it like that so the way you don't want to go out and spend your money. Everything is all in that one location. So that is how tourism works together. We need hotels, we need restaurants, we need sightseeing, the museums, the galleries. We need for people to do something when they come to your city. We need to make sure our airport is in working condition. Because who wants to go to an airport or travel in town and it's not working or it's not appealing to you? So we think about all that stuff when we're trying to attract visitors to come to our city. So it's really just not that one thing of a restaurant or hotel. It really is everything. We're all working together for a common goal, and that's to make us all money. Next slide, please. So, again, the hotel management world, because this is actually where I come from. So, again, this comprised of a few little things. I think, Remo, you were speaking of yesterday about management positions. So, again, there's general manager, operations manager, front office manager. There are sales managers. There are director of sales. That's the manager. There's revenue management. All of these are responsible for the hotel operations to make sure that we all are making money. We all may have different things that we focus on. For instance, the general manager is above everybody. The general manager has the gym has to make sure everything is in working condition. People are coming to work happy, coming to work satisfied. They're giving the guests everything that they should have. We need to make sure that we have all the materials, all the soaps, conditioners, all of that stuff has got to be ordered to make sure that it's running successfully. Because if it's not, of course, we hear about it. The operations manager, they may be responsible for the front desk as well as housekeeping. So they're over two departments because those two really work, they have to work and be in sync with each other. The front office manager, of course, they're just going to take care of just really the front office. So they may be responsible for the bellman we talked about yesterday, valet service. Of course, they're responsible for anything that's happening at the front desk. They're responsible for make sure that all the guests are happy and they're all satisfied. And that is a part of hotel operations. So again, there's many different areas, many different things that you can do. So it's not only one thing. You can really have a couple different careers, a couple different job titles. Again, I was a front desk worker, supervisor, assistant general manager, sales manager, housekeeping manager. I've done a lot of things just by starting at the front desk, just by kind of just going, just working through the ranks. So again, it's not really only one thing. Next slide, please. So we were speaking of what the general manager may be responsible for. So this is a sample of the hotel that I was at, and this is our ranking is in the month of September. So under where it says ranking the group size at the very top, that's how many hotels that's in this area. So out of 554 hotels under brand ranking, our score, we were ranked number 35 out of 554 Homewood suites at the time. So just think about that. So just out of 500 hotels anywhere in the United States of America, we were ranked number 35. I kind of want the number to be a little bit higher, but I'll take that. The overall cleanliness, we're ranked number 23. I take good pride in our cleanliness scores because again, that's something that the guests that can definitely see. I'm very critical of things, be it hair or being that the guest doesn't have hair dryers in working condition. The TV is not working. They find things in their trash. All that is takes away from the overall guest experience. So again, we was ranked number 23 out of 554. Room quality, that means that everything's really working in the room. Ranked number 11 out of 554 this Homewood suites. Now, under country ranking, so there are 6,219 Hilton hotels. So out of that number, we were ranked number 363 out of 6,000 hotels. Not bad. Of course, I would like to be a higher number. But again, so that's us going against the full service hotels, your Waldorf Astorias, your luxury hotels, the Conrad Hilton hotels, some of those big hotels you may see in the area. We were ranked number 363. Cleanliness was ranked 362 out of that 6,000 hotels. So I actually looked at this report every single day and I was able to talk to my staff and say, what's going on? Why are the scores going down? Our guests are saying that our hotel's not clean. Our guests are saying that our breakfast is not good. Or I can say, oh, our guests are saying that our hotel is pretty good. And we can take that. I will reward our staff. I will reward my staff. I would give them gift cards, any type of card, something like that. Just saying, good job. Thank you for doing what you're supposed to what you're supposed to do, and also taking it to the next level. So this is one part of what I did as a general manager, just by looking at the scores of what our guests are saying. So if you want to be a manager, it's all about just looking at numbers and make sure you understand what people are saying and where the money's coming from and where your opportunities are to grow, because there's always opportunities to grow. Next slide. So a little bit of the front office career. So we talked about the management. Now we break that down just a little bit lower. So you have your front desk agent, your concierge, your reservations agent, and your guest service representative. And again, some of those are kind of all the same thing when you're at the front desk and depending on where you are. But a front desk is you're checking your guests in and out. You're handling all the guests. You may handle some guest issues. You may be blocking rooms, things like that. Who remembers what a concierge was?
Isn't that like the tour guide, but like for the city, the person you go to navigate everything else, like the attraction?
Yep. Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Roxy. Reservations agent. It's clear is they're the ones that pick up the phone every day, say, thank you for calling S.O.A.R Hotel. How may I help you? What is your date of arrival you want to come in? This is what the room rate is. This is the type of beds that we have available. And your guest service representative is still the same thing as a front desk. It just has fancier titles depending on the hotel that you're going to. But again, it's all really the same thing. Sometimes at front desk, you may have to take reservations. You may have to handle complaints. Concierge, the same thing. You make reservations to go to plays or to go make dinner reservations for your guests. So that is like, I named that after you, Rosie. And so there was this, just so that way everyone is still, there's no I in team. Everyone is doing all the same thing all together to work toward a common goal. You do the next slide. So again, breaking this down a little bit further, you have your housekeeping careers. Again, we talked about a housekeeping manager. They're over everything, making sure they're responsible for scheduling, payroll, ordering, inspecting rooms. You have your room attendants, which is just your housekeeping staff. Of course, they're responsible to make sure everything is clean in the room. Then you have your laundry staff. Laundry is so important and so underrated. We use all the same chemicals you would use at home. So we use Tide, we use Febreze, we use all that stuff because we know that that smells good and people, they associate clean with some of those smells. So I had to make sure that our laundry staff really took care of our laundry because we don't want dirty towels. You don't want stains on your towels because you see that you don't want hair in your towels. So that laundry department is so vital to the overall success of the hotel and of that department. And also they maintain the cleanness and the comfort of the hotel, of that guest room. So again, housekeeping is so important. And that's why I say they are the number one, in my eyes, in my book, they are the number one people in a hotel, because if you can sell it, you can sell a hotel, you can check people in, but if you don't have rooms to clean, you have nothing. So we need them. They're very important. Next slide. All right, my food and beverage people, my restaurant, my Roxy, I'm going to convert you over to my hotel. So again, here's some careers in our food and beverage. So of course you have a restaurant manager. You can be a chef or a cook, depending on, again, what your level of, I guess, culinary experience might be. A banquet manager. I like that. So a banquet manager is, they take a sheet of paper that the sales office, you're coming to a hotel, you say you want to have 10 tables set in rounds, you want to have white tablecloths, you want to have certain centerpieces. So the sales department will give that to the banquet manager, and they will make sure that everything that that person wants is in that meeting room. And then they also will tell your servers and bartenders how to set the room, how to serve the bar or serve the food or whatever the person is ordering. So again, there's so many different types of hotels, so many types of jobs, excuse me, that's in the restaurant, in the food and beverage career. So again, Roxy, you could be one of these. and all my other food and beverage people. Next slide. So, sales and marketing. So again, what I was just saying. So you have your sales manager, your marketing coordinator, event sales, and they promote the hotel services. So your sales manager, that is just someone that you're calling and say, hey, I want to have XYZ convention at your hotel for these dates. How much is the meeting room? How much is the food? And they put all that together in we call it a banquet event order or a BEO. And we will comprise that up and we tell the director of sales, oh, we're going to make $5,000 this month off of this one event. You have your marketing coordinator. Just think about social media. How important is social media nowadays? Particularly for someone of your generation. Of course, as I was growing up, we didn't have all this social media. But now we use social media for everything. Before we even if I want to say, hey, what Stranger Things, what's going on with that? I could just go to social media and say, I go to TikTok. Someone's going to give me an overview of Stranger Things. Someone's going to give me an overview of the hotel. Someone's going to give me an overview of something just by going to TikTok on social media. So that is so huge nowadays. Of course, your event sales is just same thing as a sales manager, but they just may just sell just events only. No hotel space, no hotel rooms, just only the meeting room. And they just, sell that. And of course, everything is promoting our hotel services. So all of this is encompassed of our sales and marketing career. Has there anyone ever thought about doing sales? Not only in a hotel, just going into marketing. Our business and entrepreneurial class. Did we ever think about doing sales and marketing for a hotel? Or our tourism industry? Who's doing business and marketing? Who's business and entrepreneurship?
For me, I want to get into business administration.
Good career field. You can also take that too. A business degree, it goes great in a hotel because you got to know where the business is coming from. You have to understand how to look for, go to LinkedIn, for instance. Again, it's something that we use to say, hey, what businesses are coming into town? You have to know all these things. You have to be able to network. You have to make yourself valuable for your hotel. So it's just like, you go talk to your friends and say, what are you doing? What business do you have that's coming in? Where are you going to stay at? Let me direct you to this place. How about this place? So that's all about that's business and as entrepreneurs and kind of getting people to a hotel. So sales and marketing, business, all of that is really all in one. So I would think about doing that in a hotel area or airports. Sell your airport. You take your business degree and you can sell Kings Island. You can sell New York. You can sell, Ellis Island. Do whatever you can with your business degree. But you can really do that in our lodging and tourism field. Sure, I think. Do we want to take a break after this one, or do you want to go to this next slide?
I think a break after.
Well, if I could come off mute, I might be able to answer your question. Yeah, let's take a 15 now.
So we're gonna take a 15. When we come back, there's actually a video I want to show you of my hotel and a couple of things of what we do. So I had a video that I was able to actually include with us tonight. So 15 minutes. It's currently 7:05. Meet you back at 7:20.
And that part won't be recorded because you guys get to see it first before it gets out to everybody else. So we're not going to record it. Just FYI. You guys are special. Thank Professor Tanya. All right. 7:25.
All right. So a little bit of the event and menu planning. So what we saw in that last video of where people were setting down the china, the glasses, the plates, that is all a part of event planning. Someone came in and said we wanted to have this set up like this. So again, that person made that so that's event planning. Then you have a conference coordinator sometimes, and that's just people who come in and just doing just different types of things to try to help coordinate to make sure that conference is going to go as well as that person who's paying for it. Again, it's something called a banking coordinator. And these are also fancy terms of working in sales and marketing or working in event and meeting planning. So if any of you guys do any of you like planning events? Has anyone ever thought about planning an event? Planning a birthday party, planning a girls trip, a boys trip, anything like that?
Yeah.
That is event and the meeting planning. You can do that for a living. So just think about that. The things you do on your own downtime, you can actually turn that into a career. Anybody like planning weddings or planning special events? That's a great thing. Work at a hotel. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I'm so sorry. Next
No,
time,
no.
this is actually what I do for work. I event plan.
Really? Oh, yay. And you may not be able to tell me the name since we're being recorded, but what type of industry is it?
Well, it's just a work field dedicated to the youth, so we put on events for the youth. Within
Perfect. So I think that's perfect. Esther, do you ever have to call a conference center or a hotel to book an event?
well, my work, like we have a building dedicated just for events.
Okay, so people call you.
Yeah. Well, it's mainly like there's an office on top, and then there's a midsection that is for events, and then we use another center that is dedicated to the community as well, so anybody can stop by.
See, yeah, and all that is part of tourism. And just think about that too. So, event and meeting planning, that's such a fun thing to do. People just coming in and just visiting your location, and you get to put in all these special things and make people happy for the 2 or 3 hours that they're paying you for. Then they get to go home. You get to do it again the next day. So, how do you want to do meeting planning for your career, Esther?
Sorry, can you reiterate the
Oh,
question?
no, you're fine, sweetheart. You're fine. Do you want to do this as part of your career?
Um, I was considering, but I don't really know yet. I know that I like to do it, but I don't know if I want to make that a career choice.
Right. There's nothing wrong with that too, but I think there's some very special skills that you get by doing this. And this is by listening to what people want and able to fulfill their dreams of, being a family union or being a baby shower or being a wedding. They're coming to you and you're helping and you are a part of their life experience now. Mr. Isaac, what is it that you want to do, sir? I think you're on your phone. Hello, Isaac.
Yeah, hello.
How are you doing tonight?
Um,
Good. What
I'm
is it
good.
you want to do?
I want to get into real estate.
Real estate? There's nothing
Yeah,
wrong with that. So, for real estate, what do you think about you have to find the best location, correct? For your real estate, if you want to buy
yeah,
a house or want to buy a commercial building.
yeah.
So you have to have people come to you. So you have to make sure your property is looking good. You have to make sure your revenue is going to be good. We talked about revenue management yesterday. So you have to make sure you're gonna get all the money for your hotel, for your real estate. Excuse me. You have to look at all the other comps in the area, correct? So the way you know how to price your real estate,
Yes,
correct?
ma'am. Yeah.
So we do that same thing in hotels. We price our hotel versus what's in our competitive set, in our comp set. So again, real estate, hotel, still the same thing. I can make this relate to anything you guys want to do because I just love hotel work too. So you can go to the next slide, please. Asking you don't get caught on again. Stop looking at your phone. So let's talk about tourism careers. So, of course, there's tour guides, travel agencies, destination manager, tourism and marketing. So all of these help people get to explore different types of destinations. Think about your cruise ship. Whenever you go on a cruise, and anybody ever been on a cruise? So if you're able to go on a cruise, you have, if you go, say, you're going to sail to the Bahamas, for instance, too. Once you get off that boat, there is destination places for you to go to. And that place is trying to attract people, attract all of those people coming off that boat, that cruise ship, to come to their special place. When we went to, I was able to go, oh my gosh, I can't think about where I was going to now. So when we went to, what's Bob Marley from? Jamaica. So we was over there in some of those ports. So we were going to visit just different marketplaces because they rely on tourism in order for them to be able to feed their family. So let's just think about whenever, like last year, did you hear about there were some hurricanes that happened in some of those, like down Jamaica, Bahamas, Barbados, there was hurricanes that happened, right? That affects their tourism because now people are not able to go visit them. Hawaii had a big fire. You can't go visit Hawaii because there was nothing for you to go see. But they rely on tourism dollars in order for them to be able to, feed their families, in order for them to have the business that they have. So tourism is so important to different parts of the world. Just think about to your tour guides. You're getting off of a location. You want to go visit, say, park rangers. You want to go visit National Yellowstone Park. You might have to take a tour guide to go view that. Roxy, you have a question?
Yes, I have a question. So when things like natural disasters occur, do hospitality industries like hotels or restaurants, do they have like a safety net or like an emergency fund? Like what do they do after like their building or their headquarters or like however it gets destroyed? Like how does that work?
Absolutely great question. So if you have watched the news recently, there is some stuff that's going on overseas. And there was a bombing that happened at a hotel. That hotel is now closed down now. So they now have to rebuild. They have to, I believe, I can't remember if it was a Hilton or a Marriott. I can't remember which chain it was. So depending on who owns it, because hotels or restaurants or whatever could be owned by Hilton, or it could be something that we say, I want to buy the Hilton name. I want to buy the Lopez name and put that in every city, in every state. But I'm going to pay you, you're going to charge me $20,000 every time I open up the Lopez Inn or the Lopez business. So if that business catches fire, things like that, Miss Lopez, you may now have to have your insurance company pay to get that rebuilt again. So a perfect example too, with the COVID in 2020, there was no one traveling. Again, there was no one, everything was shut down, right? You didn't have to do anything. We laid off the hotel I was working at the time. I was assistant general manager. We had about 30 associates. We laid off 20 people. And I was fortunate, one of the ones that's able to still keep my job. So disasters, it does hurt the tourism industry. It may hurt your business. Also, on the flip side, sometimes you may actually get more business because again, with me being an extended stay hotel where I was previously, those people are going to come to visit. If since you was not able to go to work, you just went to a hotel for 10 days and did your work there. So again, there's a hotel or a restaurant or a business, something that's going to happen that is going to affect one part of the business, but another part of the business is going to still be able to make money. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
It does. Thank you
Good.
so much.
Yeah, my pleasure too. It was a great question. Because natural disasters, it does hurt our business. If we had a flood last year, I want to say, so before Kentucky Derby, we have something called Thunder Over Louisville. It's the largest fireworks display in North America. That's what they've said. I don't know. Again, tourism, right? That's social media. The largest fireworks display. So we have a lot of people come to the city of Louisville before Kentucky Derby. We had a major flood. They got canceled that year. We lost about, I think there's almost like $1 billion of tourism dollars that we did not get because that event was canceled. Because that affected your hotels, it affected your restaurants, it affected malls. Think about that too. No, somebody's gonna have to come and get a cute little outfit to go do something. They couldn't do anything. So we all have to work together to make the city of, I'm gonna say the city of Louisville, be able to sell the best way it can. So natural disaster, it hurts everything. You can go to the next slide, please. So the biggest thing in no matter whatever you do, I'm always going to keep stressing this, is customer service skills. It is communication, problem solving, being professional, and attention to detail. It doesn't matter if you're going to work in real estate, if you're going to work in a business, if you're going to work at a restaurant, if you're going to work at a hotel, if you're going to work in a meeting planner where Esther's doing. You have to have great customer service skills. You have to be able to communicate with the people over the phone and give them the best knowledge that you can give them. If someone is calling you and they say, hey, I want to come in for this date, and you told them, for instance, actually, we had the situation. There was a guest that booked one of our queen suites. It's a big suite that we have. They reserved that room. Unfortunately, that room is not going to be in order when that guest comes to arrive. That guest has now called us. That guest is very unhappy because we did not communicate to them that we changed their whole reservation. And they were coming in for a special reason. I think they just had a baby, so they were trying to get away, things like that. So we now have to do what we can in order to try to salvage this relationship, in order to make sure that this guest will still have the best experience. The number one problem was we did not communicate to the guest. Our maintenance team maybe did not communicate that to the front desk, so the front desk did not communicate that to the guest. So again, it all works together. So you have an issue. So now you have to do critical thinking. You have to do problem solving. You have to figure this out right there on the spot. We talked about yesterday. I gave you a few examples of an air conditioner going out, someone needing pool towels, someone's room is dirty. You have to be problem solving, critique right there on the spot. What are you going to do? Even in your day-to-day job. Isaac, you may have, you're doing real estate. Do you want to flip houses or you just want to sell?
I want to do it all.
You want to do it all? Okay, so you're flipping houses, right? So your contractor's coming to you, and now you bought this house for $100,000 or something like that. Then they'll come to you and say, "Oh, we need an extra roof." You didn't put that into your budget. You got a problem solve right then and there. What are you going to do? How are you going to fix it? So again, it's all about critical thinking, communication. We all have to make sure that we all are talking to each other. You always have to remain professional in whatever it is that you're doing. If someone is talking, if you're trying to be as professional as you can, as nice as you can, there are people out there that's going to say, I don't care what you're saying to, I want this, you need to do this, da, 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 da. You have to remain professional at all times. And that's very hard to do. When someone is screaming at you at 2 o'clock in the morning or 11 o'clock at night or 7 a.m. in the morning, you have to be able to remain professional. Miss Esther, have you ever had a situation like this to where the building that you're trying to had that meeting, something happened? They did not get the materials that they ordered. They didn't get the layout that they needed. Did you have to do something right then and there in order to make it pleasing I'm gonna say guess, pleasing to your client?
Um, yeah, we kind of had a situation to that. Are you talking about like you said materials, right?
Or just anything. So like with you being like you're doing meeting planning.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm pretty sure because things always are going to happen, right? You can't, there's nothing ever going to be 100%. Something's always going to go wrong. You
Yeah.
got to think of something on the spot.
Mm-hmm.
So do you have a situation where something didn't go right, but you was able to turn that around for somebody?
Yes. We do healing groups after school. Like it's little events that we put on, like it's called like healing groups. We order food and we post discussions. We do discussion with the high schoolers. And one time we didn't have all of our materials. It was for boundaries, and we were talking about how young teens need boundaries. So we were trying to create a house with no windows and doors to represent how those are protection. Like when you're in a house, you need your windows, you need your doors. And last minute we had to quickly Photoshop some photos and put
Mhm.
everything together so we can present them with something. Or I have another
Mhm.
instance where we didn't have enough art supplies, so we had to quickly either, well, our art supplies didn't come in soon enough, so we had to try and improvise with crayons, colored pencils, anything that we could find in the storage closet.
Mhm. See, great answer. Thank you so much for speaking. I appreciate it too. That was great because there are things that are always going to happen no matter what it is that you're doing in life, in your career. You're going to have to communicate well. You have to be able to problem solve. You have to be able to be professional. You have to have attention to detail. You have to be able to have critical thinking and apply that to anything that you're doing. So it's not only, real estate, business, meeting planning, restaurant. It's really applying that really to your life. It's being communicating, being able to problem solve, being professional, and have that attention to detail. You can do it. Next slide, please. So a little bit of education training. Of course, I always say too, I myself, I did go to college. I did not complete my hotel management. I do have a degree in healthcare, funny, but I did not complete my studies in hospitality. However, there are lots of great things that we're doing right now. You get certifications just by doing what we're doing. There are tourism programs that you can take. You can get a hospitality degree. Cornell University, great college. I was actually thinking about going to. They have a great hospitality program up there. So you can either start at the bottom and work your way up. You can get a degree, as I believe Miss Freeman wanted to do. She's going to go into management. She was thinking about doing that. She can apply that into what we're talking about right now in the tourism career. You can take internships. I believe this is a great course that we're doing. You're going on internships now. You're able to see exactly what we're talking about right now to get that experience to where you may not even have to, you take your internship, you can apply that, you can have your schooling, apply that, and then you can work your way up, apply all of that. I was fortunate enough, Andre and I and Rosie, we all went in high school. We went to Barbados, we went to Hawaii. Some people took I was on a cruise to Key West. We also rode the Amtrak train. So all those are internships that we was able to get valuable use out of and say, you know what? I think I can see myself in this career. And absolutely loved it. Like I said, I worked at hotels, I've worked at a convention center, I worked on a cruise dining ship. Um, Andre, he has done restaurants, he's worked at Disney World. Rosie has done so many things as well too. Look, and she's even having this course that we're doing. She's talking to valuable students to try to get people into this travel and tourism program. So we all started at the same place in high school, but we all are doing three different things. But look how it all ties in together. So it doesn't really matter where you're starting from because we're all going to be starting from the same place. But how are you going to apply this to your life? How are you going to apply this to what you want to do in your career? So again, certifications, take an internship to see exactly what you want to do. Make sure this is the career that you wanted to go into. Talk about the tourism programs that we're doing. Ask questions. I love this type of stuff. So Keep asking questions. Keep just trying to just find that knowledge that you need to have. You can go to the next slide, please. So again, so for career advancement, very, very easy to do. As I said before, I started at an entry-level position and worked my way up to management. I worked for my company for 25 years. It'll be 26 years this year. Started just from the ground up, worked my way up. I had promotions. You have to have experience. And the only experience I got was, hey, what are you doing? Train me for that. I could do that. Ask questions. If people see you want to know more, they will tend to want to train you. So I was being trained for free, basically. I was like, hey, I didn't get paid for it, but I was like, hey, what are you doing? So when that position became open, and I was like, hey, I know how to do it. You can now pay me for my knowledge, and I can now do that job. Leadership training. Look at what we're doing now. We always have about once a month, once every couple months, my company, we do training seminars. We get together. We just try to talk about, what are you doing in your hotel? How do you do this when you have an employee that's coming to you and they need to be off from work for 2 or 3 months? How do you handle that? So we gain valuable insight doing our leadership training because, again, it's one size doesn't fit all. What I'm good at, for instance, Dre may not be. What Dre's good at, I'm not. So again, we all try to work together for our common goal. But there's so much you can do with career advancement in the hospitality industry just by just working from the ground up. Not really with little to no experience. But you're all getting experience now because we're talking about all this too. You can go to the next slide, please. So this is my favorite part. So the benefits of our careers. Who loves to travel? Guess what? I get to travel anywhere most in the world, depending on what's available. $40 a night. That's my room rate. Other people might be paying $100, $200, $300. I pay $40 whenever I travel. I get to meet lots of different people. I love talking to different people, different cultures, different ethnicities. That's how we learn from each other. So, it's not only, and the world is making us think that we cannot talk to each other sometimes. But the benefit of being in the hospitality career, you get to meet so many different people from all over the world. And as we talked about earlier before, look at the variety of job roles that I described. Anywhere from management to entry level, front desk, valets, bellmans, cook, chefs, banquets. There's all the different types of job roles that we have and the career growth that you have. Again, like I said, started my company 25 years ago. I started making, I think I was making like $12 an hour or something like that, all the way up to making a pretty decent, salary. It's never enough, but you still make a pretty decent high 6-figure salary, something like that. So it's not that bad. Next slide, please. Unfortunately, all the opportunities that we have is, as much as I love our industry, there are some challenges that we have, as we saw in the first video. There are long hours that we have to work. There are times I've worked 12 hours a day. I went in at 12 p.m., didn't get off until midnight, just because somebody may have called in or we could be busy or something like that. So you have to be prepared to work those long hours. Also, at the same time, I'm able to get off to, 3 or 4 days because I work longer hours. But when you're a manager in your salary position, it may require you to work a little bit of longer hours. You have busy holidays. For us, Christmas, let's think about Christmas and Thanksgiving. For people who live in New York, your biggest holidays to always think about New Year's Eve. No one is probably requesting off in New York at a hotel or restaurant on New Year's Eve, because how many people are coming into New York just to see the ball drop? So you have some busy holidays there. So you may not be able to take off, you may not be able to spend time with your family. Luckily for me too, with holidays, I worked every single holiday. I was only off on Christmas because I had kids. So, but I worked every holiday. I worked at Thanksgiving. I worked the Mother's Day. I worked the 4th of July. It didn't matter to me. I got the holiday pay, but I was able to be off on Christmas when I really needed it. It is a very, very, very fast-paced environment. There are times to where you walk in at 8 o'clock in the morning and you look up again, it's like, wow, it's 5 o'clock. It's time for me to go home. This is how busy you might be. Again, next week there are 200 arrivals that's coming into the hotel on one day. So we're gonna be very busy. It's gonna be very fast paced. The restaurant should be busy. Our meeting room should be busy. The front desk busy. Bellman, valet, all of it is busy. Also, the guest expectation is a challenge now because there's so much that you see on social media that is a challenge to make sure that you give them the best experience that you can with the guests. Again, as we talked about earlier before, there was a guest that was coming in. We didn't know why they would come to our hotel, but they're coming in because they just had a baby and they're trying to get away and they couldn't get the room that they wanted. So then we had to do things for them. So the guest expectation was very high at first because they loved our hotel. It dropped because we did not communicate to them about their room, but we had to quickly problem solve it and then communicate that back. And now the expectations now went from this again all the way back up to here. So those are some of the challenges that we may face in the industry. But again, it's such a great industry. I absolutely love it. Next slide, please. So a little bit too. So I think for you guys too. So the technology and laundry and tourism, this is something great that you guys can really get into. So there's online booking systems. So just think about your Priceline, Expedia, your Airbnbs, your VRBOs. You have to go online to book those. You don't have to call someone anymore. Everything is right there at your fingertips. Your computer, I can't find my phone right now. I was trying to look for it. But everything is right there at your fingertips. We have a software program that we use. It's called PEP. It's just a cloud-based type of program, but every hotel has a certain type of program. And just think too, you can create a program and sell that to a hotel, and that's now contributing to our lodging and tourism. Hilton has something called mobile check-in. I can check in from my phone. I can make a reservation, go to my app, and so I can pick my room number. I can also talk to the front desk. I can talk to anyone. I can check in. I can check out. I can look at my bill. I don't have to talk to anybody. Everything's right on your phone. Then, of course, you have your digital marketing. Think about your social media influencers. Think about, if you're on Instagram or TikTok or Facebook, you might get a digital ad to go to a place. I always think our phone is listening to us. So if you ever think about like, oh, I like these shoes. Of course, Jordan's always a big old thing too. I think I'm about to go get these J's that's coming out too. Next thing I look at is now on my phone. Digital marketing. Anytime you go to a website, you probably are getting things on your phone. That's all digital marketing. It's all a part of it too. So you can do anything with technology and lodging and tourism. You do next slide. So where we go? Where we going to go? What's the future of our business? All right. So it's a growing global tourism, sustainable travel, technology-driven experiences, and AI. That is the future of any of our businesses right now. Tourism is going to keep growing. People are always going to want to go someplace, hopefully. People always want to go visit, Rome and the Bahamas, or come to Kentucky, or go to New York, or whatever we want to go to. We're always going to travel. So we want to keep growing. This thing about sustainable travel. So we want to make it eco-friendly. We want to make sure that we're getting all the value for our money. So again, it's kind of like so we have eco-friendly hotels. We have hostels. We have all these things that you can do so where you're not really spending a lot of money. You don't have to have a digital footprint. You don't have to there's recycling places you can go to. So it's all about sustainable travel. You have technology-driven experiences. Think about your virtual reality. Have you ever, now you can go on a website or something like that. I was on shopping the other day too, and it's like, oh, you can look at that. How to makeup. For those of us that wear makeup, you can now try to apply like, oh, you can take a picture and then put that makeup on and you can see exactly what it's going to look like on you. It's technology. And then there's AI. Think about your chat robots, the digital messages that I was talking about. You can now type it. If I want to type an email to a guest, I can say, hey, do this, guest. I want to type a nice email to say that I'm sorry. I can put that in chat GPT. Bam. I now can say exactly what I need to say in a nice professional, formal tone or however I want to put it too. That's all AI. So AI is going to, there are hotels that do not have people to check you in. You go to a kiosk and you go say, I'm here, type in your confirmation number, so on and so forth too, and you get checked in that way. You go to an airport. You don't have to be checked in with a agent. I forgot what they call. You don't have to be checked in with them. You can go to a kiosk now, scan your boarding pass. You go right on in. So AI is going to take over. However, you still need people to be able to control AI. Garbage in, garbage out is what we like to say. You do next slide. So someone had a question yesterday, and I think maybe you, Rex, I'm not for sure, but someone had a question yesterday regarding how do I kind of price our hotels against our competitive set. So this is something that I look at. Again, this is AI. So I'm using technology. There's this company that hotels can use. We pay them this money and they can shop these hotels. So I don't have to go on all these different websites. I can just type in, I can go to this one website. They give me everything I need to know. So on today, March 12th, this is what it's saying. So my hotel is currently at 13% occupied. Everyone in the market, they're about 60% occupied. So I'm not busy. There's other hotels out there busy tonight, but I'm not. So my hotel, I'm currently selling a room rate of $207. Hotel number one across the street from me, maybe they're selling theirs for $231. The hotel down the street, they're selling for $186. Then the hotel further, a little bit further down, they're selling for $128. So I take this report every day or every other day or whenever I'm doing it, and then I look at this and say, why is my rate so high or why is my rate so low? But this is a part of technology that I use in order to make the best rate that I can. So this is all part of revenue. Because it's like I want to make the most money that I can from my hotel. So on March the 16th, there's a hotel out there that says closed. That means that they're sold out. Will I get more rooms then? Is my price competitive? My price is currently $242. Hotel number two, what is their price on March 16th?
169.
Thank you very much. It's right there on the screen. We only got a couple more slides left, guys. Just give me a couple more minutes. We'll be up out of here. So 169, hotel number three, 115. So if you're shopping, where are you going to go to, Miss Rima? For March 16th. If you're shopping, you want to come to Louisville, Kentucky on March the 16th, where are you going to stay?
Hotel number 3.
All right, for $115. However, do you know why my rate is so high?
You got better quality.
Yeah, I love you. Thank you so much. Yes, I do have a better car because I do love my hotel. But I am 91% occupied on that day. So I have a 300 room property that now has shrunk down. I have about for those who get them out, about 8.8% is left too. So I probably have about like 30 more rooms left to sell. So I went from 308 to about 30 rooms. Actually, I have about 18 rooms actually too. About 18 rooms left to sell. So I'm now going to sell every single one of my last rooms for a higher rate because I can. Because if you're not going to come to my hotel, you're not going to pay. I'm already busy. I don't really need it. So whatever I get now, you're going to have to come pay for it. So you can go and stay at that hotel number 3 because who's to say that's not a Red Roof Inn or a Motel 6 because you get what you pay for, right? So you have to know, again, you have to be very knowledgeable of your competition. You have to be knowledgeable of the market of what's going on and also what's in your hotel as well. Next slide. Again, as we were talking about AI. So we was talking about, so you can do a digital check-in or check-out on our phones. You can do a chat box. You do virtual reality tours. Now when you go to a hotel, you can just say, oh, what does this hotel look like? I can just type in there. It's like, oh, it looks like I'm there. I can just type this little button. We also have, Hilton has something called Connected Room. You can now watch Netflix and Prime on your TV in your hotel room like you're at home. So a lot of hotels may not have that. So if you want to come to a Hilton property, for instance, this is some of the benefits that you're going to be able to get versus going to a Holiday Inn or a Motel 6 or a Marriott property. They don't have that yet, but we do. A Hilton property does. So this is what you're going to get. And who wants to be able to watch? I want to be able to watch Netflix when I'm at somewhere. I want to be able to watch whatever TV shows, I want to watch Paradise on Hulu. I want to watch some of these things. So this is all about, some AI things that we have. This is technology. And this is what's setting us apart from everybody else. And, someone has actually sold this to the Hilton property, and we're now doing this into all of our hotels. So your business majors, just think about something like this. You can go ahead, Miss Roxy.
Is this something where where you guys collaborate, like Hilton collaborates with Netflix and Prime, or they just pay for that subscription?
They collaborated with it. So because I already have a Netflix subscription in my house, I can now just use that at the hotel. I'm sure some way somebody there probably is a fee behind the scenes or something like that. Let's just be honest, because no one's going to do something for free. But yeah, but I believe there's a collaborative effort. But someone had to sell that to a Hilton property. Some business person had to sell something to a hotel for them to use that. So just think about that. You're creating something. You business owners, you want to create something. You can sell that to a hotel. You can sell that to a restaurant. If you create, say you're designing menus or you are, you have this new real estate and property that's coming into town. Hey Hilton, I have this new building. Can you go ahead and let this be a Hilton hotel or Marriott hotel? So you can sell these things in various ways and use that in the hospitality industry or the tourism industry. It doesn't really matter. It's all about how you're using what you have in order to get the best output and actually to make the most money, because we're in this to make money. That's what our teacher used to say. This is why we're in this field, is to make money. And I think this is the last slide, please. So in conclusion, there are many career opportunities in the tourism industry. Customer service is key. And the industry overall is provides you growth and travel. So, like I said too, there's so many different job roles you can do in the tourism industry, be it airlines, airports, cruise ships, restaurants, amusement parks, tour guides, anything in the hotel. There's so many career opportunities that we may have. You may want to work for a convention bureau. That's great too. Convention center. You're selling tourism to the area. And always remember, customer service is always going to be key, because no one's going to come to you if you're not nice to them. And our industry is going to just keep growing. We're going to keep building things. We're going to keep building new hotels. We're going to keep building new amusement parks. We're going to keep building amphitheaters and sports arenas. We're going to just keep building. That's just what America does. Just going to keep building. It's not going anywhere. So if they keep building, people are going to come to you. And that's why we need restaurants, we need hotels, we need all these things just to keep our hotel, our livelihood going. Because if there's no place for them to stay, they're not going to come to visit your city. So you can do the next slide. I just want to thank everyone for your time, for your attention this evening. Do you have any questions or anything that I may not answer? I really appreciate you. I really appreciate you young adults of listening to me. And I get to see you maybe in a couple months if you're taking our class again. So, Miss Roxy.
When it comes to revenue management, like the position that you do, and when you choose the rates for like the hotels, the prices, how are you always aware of what's going on? Like, do you have an intel person, or it like do you just know?
We talked to everybody. That's a good question. So on that one slide that we had, Dre, I don't know if you're able to go back to that one slide that had the figures on it. Okay, he's probably has me on mute again. So, so like for that instance, that day on March 16th, where the hotel was sold out. Thank you. Isn't he a lovely assistant? Thank you, Vanna. So on that day, for instance, on March 16th, I can call that hotel and be like, hey, what's going on over there? Why are you guys busy? But we also have something that we use in this report that, and again, unfortunately, I'm so sorry, some of this proprietary information, so I can't really share it, but there is something called Amadeus or Salesforce that is the technology that we use that compiles all of our room rates, but it actually has a tab that says what may be going on in their hotel. A lot of hotels don't have that. The hotel that I was at, we didn't pay for that. The hotel I'm at right now, the Silbach, we do pay for that subscription. So we're able to see the other meetings that's going on. There, we do networking events. We talk to the convention bureau. We also like to, we will talk to the person across the street. We try to develop friendships, I would like to say, because we're really all in this together. So we might say, "Hey, what do you got going on over there too?" They may not tell us exactly because they don't want us to steal their business, but they're gonna say, "Oh yeah, we have this group, and there's about 200 rooms." Now, of course, we can always go find out because it's we walk across the street, or we just look at people's name tags and stuff like that. But yes, we do try to talk to people. There is our convention bureau. We have about 8 dates throughout the year that we already know are hot dates that there's something going on. So, it's just really about talking to people and networking and make sure you're really out there being visible and asking questions.
Thank you.
Thank you. Great question. Any other questions? Hello, Esther's little brother back there. That was us. Hello. So thank you guys again. I really, really appreciate it. Hello there. I'm here if you have any other questions, any follow-up questions, you can ask Dre, Dr. Kendi, anything like that. They know how to get a hold of me. I do not mind asking questions. Sometimes it's very intimidating asking questions when you're on Zoom calls or things like that. You may not know what to ask, or you may kind of sound silly or whatever. So I'm always here. I'm always available. So please, 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 you can always call. You can email me, whatever you feel comfortable doing. Thank y'all so much.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Professor Barlow. Let's get some thumbs up, some clapping symbols in the chat. Let's show some love. Thank you so much. It's not easy, right? When we
It's
have
not.
to present. Oh, and especially via Zoom, right?
I'm just as nervous as you guys, by the way. So,
but thank you so much for your time and all the wonderful gems that were dropped this evening. I hope you guys were taking notes specifically to hold on to that information and also for your LOL video, hopefully putting it out there. Before we end tonight's session, we just have a few things that we need to take care of. The first one is, of course, let me share my screen. Oh no, let's do it this way first. There we go. Now I see it. All right, our Mentimeter activity. I'm gonna go ahead. I should have.
Yep, got to copy the link, put it in the chat.
Yeah, it's in the chat, but I lose the chat because there we go. My screen is shared. You guys watching me do everything?
Yes, we are.
While
Okay.
you guys are doing that, I just want to say real quick, hey, Miss Tanya.
Hello, boo boo. How are you?
Hello. I haven't gotten a chance to speak to you in forever. Looking
Oh, turn
forward
my
to.
camera back out. I'm sorry, I'm just trying to type you. I love you.
Yes, yes, yes. Hope to see you guys soon. I told Dre we got to get together, bring the hospitality crew together
Yes, ma'am.
when we all get together one day.
Oh, and then the next time we're doing something, I think we do like a awards banquet. Let me know, so I'm gonna try to see if I can make it this time. Since I'm not
Yes,
doing GM this stuff, I have a little bit of time now. So
Of course.
absolutely, absolutely. December 13th, I believe. So go on and put that on your calendar now.
that's
That
right,
is our
ma'am. Thank
gala.
you.
December
Thank you.
13th. Yeah, so I just wanted to jump on real quick and just say hello and thank you so much for a phenomenal job. And this is going to segue us right into my travel and tourism class on Tuesday.
Woohoo!
Back to you,
Exciting
Dr.
stuff.
Kennedy.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. I am hoping everyone has signed in or signed up. It's just 10 tonight, yes?
Let me confirm.
I
Hold
think
on.
it's 13 because it's 5 of us and then 13 students.
I thought we had 2 who were absent today.
Yeah, I counted 13 because it's 18 of us on the line right now.
All right, my missing scholars. Are you logging on? Hopping on? Is the link working for you? Talk back to us so we know. Right now we have 11 players ready.
Should be 12.
How we doing? Anybody having a hard time? 12, okay.
Yeah, we have 13 on the line.
All right, here we go. 13. Let's get started. Probably took a little longer because I think you had to put your name this time. Oh, sorry, Dre, I didn't give you a chance to read it. Stay right there.
Did you start it?
I did. You guys can't see it?
Only thing we see on the screen now says hotel and lodging.
Well, my game has started. Here we go. It's too good to be true.
At least I know I'm not alone.
Yeah, the scholars can't see it either. Dr. Kennedy?
My apologies. I'm coming.
Mother duties. I know it happens.
Over there tying on a scarf. Someone need their scarf on to go to bed. Love you. Sorry.
Got to keep the hair right in sight.
Okay, so hold on. I'll stop sharing. The only thing, because I've already started, I don't know. Oh, I know what I'll do.
It should let you start over and use the same link.
Yeah, I just have to clear. All right, let's try this again.
Oh, Jesus. What is it?
Okay, can we see it now?
Did you hit start presentation?
I did it, but it's a shared, I mean, it's a full screen. It says hotel and lodging.
Yes,
Okay,
but
I'm hitting the
we're
next
just looking
slide.
at. No, we don't see it. Only thing we see on your screen is the hotel and lodging portion. We don't see the questions.
Okay. Then it's probably just not working. You got 8.
Looking for 4 more. 4 more, kind sir.
Come on back. Think we got it now.
1 more.
I'm at 11.
Yep, I see 11 too.
12.
There we go.
And 13.
13. Let's go. Answer quickly to get more points. What is the primary role of a hotel front desk agent? Clean guest rooms, greet guests, prepare and serve, maintain hotel landscaping.
Oh, wow. You guys are not playing. 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay. Answer is
number 2.
Nice.
It says it's wrong for all of them.
I know. I just noticed that. It said X for all of them being wrong. Sorry, let's go to question 2.
Number 2 was right.
Number 2 is the correct answer. What are some common amenities offered by hotels? Swimming pools, fitness, grocery stores and pharmacies, schools and hospitals, construction equipment.
Everyone has voted. Nice.
Yeah.
It's showing all the wrong. Well, I'm gonna let you guys know which answer is correct. And I'm not sure how they're gonna tally up the points at the end, but we'll go back and correct it.
Oh,
because it's showing all the answers are wrong for some reason. But welcome to Millimeter Day 2. Continue.
Start quiz.
What is the importance of overbooking in the hotel industry?
Oh, I did not
to
talk
ensure
about
that all rooms are always occupied, to compensate for potential no-shows, to maximize revenue, to inconvenience guests.
Waiting for one more.
Professor Tanya, which one is the correct answer?
It's actually number 3, to maximize revenue.
Maximize the money.
But I will say that 1, 2, and 3 actually really could not be correct. But that is the importance of overbooking the hotel industry, to maximize your revenue. Because people are going to show up, not going to show up. So 2 and 3, I would say, probably grade them both.
All right, number 4.
What is the significance of customer relationship management in the hotel industry? To monitor guest complaints, to manage hotel finances, to collect and analyze guest data, to personalize, to schedule staff shifts. Number 3 is the correct answer.
Good job, guys.
Excellent.
It's called a CRM. And believe it or not, you use CRMs in just about everybody's business. What are some common types of hotel properties? Budget hotels, luxury resorts, boutique hotels, residential buildings and offices, restaurants and bars, shopping malls. Number 1 is the correct answer.
Good job.
All right, number 6.
What is the importance of revenue management in the hotel industry? To minimize operating costs, to improve guest satisfaction, to hire and train staff, to optimize pricing and occupancy rates. She talked about this all in the first class. Professor Tanya?
Yay! Number 9, number 4, yay!
You're making your professor proud.
Yay, I did good. Yay.
See? You always ask me, are you doing well? The kids is telling the truth right now. What are some key performance indicators used in the hotel industry? Number of employees, occupancy rate, average daily rate, revenue, cost of food and beverages, number of customer complaints. Professor Tanya?
I can say 2 and 4. I can see why they said 2.
2 would be the correct answer when it comes with the overall.
Yeah,
Because
I
guest
say I can
complaints
see
does
two.
factor into your KPIs, but overall, it's number 2.
Mm-hmm.
Nice work, 13. Number 8.
What is the role of housekeeping in a hotel? To greet and check in guests, to prepare and serve food, to manage hotel finances, to maintain clean. Up, everybody's voted. I didn't even get to read the last one. Number 13 is correct.
Nice job, nice job, nice job. Number 9.
What is the importance of guest feedback in the hotel industry? To identify areas of improvement, to avoid negative reviews, justify a price increase, comply with legal requirements.
All righty.
Everyone has voted. Number 1 is the correct answer.
That's the correct answer. Mm-hmm.
Nice
Excellent.
work. Last question.
How can technology be used to improve hotel operations? Eliminating the need for human interaction, property management systems, online booking, increasing cost, limiting guest access to amenities.
1 second, I'll come to you, baby.
Number 2 is the correct answer.
That is the correct answer.
Great job. Now it's probably going to tally up the points to see who answered the fastest. Oh, wow. It didn't even do that.
It did not.
Well, you guys, thank you so much for Hotel Elijah today. We should have Mentimeter fix for the next class. We don't know why the answers weren't coming up correctly, but we will definitely have that fixed in the next class. Majority of you did an excellent, excellent job. And we thank you so much. Professor Latanya, we appreciate you being in the house today, bringing that great information for us. And just a few quick reminders. As Dr. Kennedy said earlier about LOL, do a video, a minute or two, hitting those 5 different areas of the LOL that's in the Google Classroom. You can look it up there again as well, just for practice for you to be more comfortable with public speaking, because you will have an end of course project where you're either going to do a video or you're going to do a video of a recipe that you created, or you're going to be doing a presentation of a travel itinerary to your dream destination. So you're going to have to do some public speaking. So I encourage you. It's not a requirement, but I encourage you to do the LOL. We did have 1 submission, great video. We would love to see more of that. And before we signed off last, don't we have 1 evaluation to do on paper? Is that right?
Yes, that link was
paper?
dropped in the chat. You can go ahead and click on that link and fill out that survey for us. We truly appreciate all the feedback. Once you have completed your survey, you are free to go.
Yep. If our hearts and minds are clear.
Thank you so much, guys, for showing up.
Take that survey and you can log off. We appreciate you. We'll see you Tuesday.
All right, everybody. Good night.
Good night.
Good night. Good job, everybody.
Yes. Thanks again, Miss Tanya. See you
My
soon,
pleasure.
hopefully.
See you soon. Bye-bye.
Yes. All right.
You have to